Abusuafo me mamu nyina akwaba eba YouTube. Moteme nka che. Frank Owusu was it's been a long time, right? My make comments in kakra. Frank was it's been a long time. So we are ever ready for your tips because you also open our eyes with new things. All right. Bro, was waiting to be educated today, of course. Solomon, I say can't wait to learn a lot today. Tips and just all right. So Ebusia, we are here today to discuss every process about the American lottery. Ewo mo ameka brofo kakra because I know some people will be coming to watch our Manya Ghana for right intimate brofo no ebe frafra. And in fact, presentation I ebe no broni no watch brofo. So there you'll be reading in English. All right, me mamu nyina akwa aba. We are still waiting for some people because life no man share that unscheduled, right? It just came in into any part 38. Let's wait for the other people to also join. Priscilla, I will say I am happy to see you. All right, Priscilla, Nanado, I say I'm here too. All right, Nanado. Grace Amposa, I say long time tips. All right, the number is shooting to 70 now. Ajua, I say much love. Elvis, I say welcome, bro. You're doing a great job. All right, so mema mo nyina kwaba na me jemo tata. So you can see something. You can say ADB scroll down, right? DV results. You can read it. It's an information for you guys. So the results will be out on the 4th of May 20. Hey, mistake in my understand 2024. Let me correct it before. Let me correct it. Editing away. 2024. And the time is 12 p.m. EST. 12 p.m. EST. That is American time. 12 p.m. EST. And so if you are in Ghana, it will be 5 p.m. that time. If you are in the UK, sorry, Ghana, it will be 4 p.m. If you are in the UK, it will be 5 p.m. at that time. Dubai, Qatar, baby, I will be also convert it echo local time. All right. Me per se atwetwe komo efa history of the American lottery. Now you're jumping from the step 1 to the stage 3. There are 10 stages, right? Stage 1, time I told lottery, October, November. So this year, October, November, I'm going to treat a lot. Said last year, Mayema Amono. So we don't have to waste much time over there today. Until you jumping stage 1, stage 2, draw stage. We are moving towards stage 3. Ebekoso, the 4th of May. But a little history about the American lottery. Your friend DV program, right? Diversity visa program. You can say BB a diverse. That means Oma BM obia, right? Everybody can participate. Omonya bias, right? It is diversity. So diverse. So diversity visa program. America by no side no buy for less privileged countries. Countries are they struggle to enter America. There there are some countries they are not able to reach a quota. More quota be say every year you have to say a number of citizens are able to America that year do 50,000. It means you are able to migrate to America, so you don't need American lottery, and so they exempt you. That is why Nigeria is not part of the American lottery. Quite recently, last year, the UK ebeka home, but from the past 4 years, Mr. 5 years, na UK enka home because a lot of people were migrating to the US from UK citizens. Let me put it that way. But this year, more update and they added UK citizens and said they are also able to participate in the American lottery. So this is telling you, say it is very diverse. On mine be a umiti criteria and they will add you before you can participate. You have to be in an eligible country. Also, who hold the nationality, either say by birth, by I say citizenship, right? You have to be a citizen of an eligible country, and you have to also be I kind of say having at least a secondary school certificate because it is very, very important. Now let us move to stage number 3, and that is what we are going to experience 4th May. This is the American visa portal. I have embedded the link right under the YouTube caption. So video now no we are caption as here. You are going to get a link over there. All right. It will take you to this reading. how do I take this comment off? All right. Okay. So you can see this is the American visa portal. I have seen apply any visa. So you can see tourism and visit, business, employment, study, exchange, immigrate, other visas. Now, ade ba kwa me pesa odi 2 3 minutes say enya ha na ye check lottery results no. Ena enya ha say so ena ye apply for lottery no. Dabi. But I have say ena benya lottery information because the lottery itself is a visa. And so if you want more information about the lottery, you have to go on the visa portal. But person auto lottery ni bidia, your another website I'll be to lottery no. Person check results, your website I check results no. But if you want to get information about the lottery visa, we are visa no. This is the portal, and that is the travel.state.gov, the visa application portal. The DV program is part of the immigrant visas. America two main categories of visas: the non-immigrant and the immigrant. Non-immigrant, I'm gonna affiliate the DS 160. And on the short, the exchange programs, the study, right? The F1, the M1, the essay program, it's no because school affiliate DS 160, no, and the B1, B2, right? Those visit conference and a whole lot. They are all non-immigrant visa. And so you fill DS 160. Immigrant visas, it be a employment visas, it be a spouse visas, it be a the DV program, right? And not just for a long period of time. But DV program no esa wade bi eka ho a etimi ma wo a permanent resident on arrival. So you are going to America as a permanent resident. And on a DV program no nika. All right. When we talk about permanent resident, actually say, okay, you don't have to renew your visa. Until so be decided say you are coming back. Right. Anytime be a fee, baby over holidays, you can go as many of it an and your 5 year visa, and your 4 years, and your 3 years that be a permanent. And that is why I'm out for NJ American lottery no home. All right. So auto lottery nibia, you should be expecting 10 stages to go through the stage. And every stage biano, they eliminate. So I did a video to teach you how they do the elimination tactics, right? Entry stage, it is estimated, say, every year, October, November, amount for auto lottery, about about 13 to 20 million and are more participating in the lottery across the world. In Ghana, a bit more 3 million. If we Ghana, a bit more because a population over 30 million. And the way this time around, TikTok, it me a promote people on TikTok, it me promote American lottery, and nipa be brave, especially the youth. Be brave now 2 years. So many surprise Ghana crano more than 3 million Ghanaians ever to lottery, So it is estimated, say, the whole world countries are qualified for American lottery, about 13 to 20 million there, to be. And they all go into the stage number 1. Eliminate and Crawford before they enter the stage number 2. And they eliminate, none of me whole discussion, and I don't want us to go details, but may the any bro. It be a picture quality. Picture, I can say quality, or instructions. I'm not doing that today. So you have to follow the picture instructions. October, November, yes, yeah, I'll go into that for you to know the right picture. You can say quality. I will be here. They also eliminate duplicate application. Obu awatutu. Obu aha otuwe ya no when your confirmation number. Now was hard to be because Odrin say otu be bra and I'll be winning. Ebasana they will eliminate you. And obu also awatoba akope, but agent last year or year man no information or agent no internet agent no as hard to be. Amano agent na adwene say to na wo wini abeje ne sika so na ne din akoye 2 e system ne so because the same name the same date of birth shows that a nipa baako edin dem nim say nipa menu ebetimi abe the same name, but if the same name the same date of birth ecosystem ne so it really indicate, and some of your information because where you secondary school and pass agent ne so select, so they can really detect say we a duplicate application and they will eliminate you. And so research actually say people are they move from the step 1 to the stage number 2, and I said the step 2, I had the selection of the applicants, and so from that 20 million, about 2 to 5 million people. And the first one, catch say 13 to 20 million, but because of picture mistakes, and no money is right? And so drastically to 2 to 5 million people, and the selection of the applicant stage number 2 was screen is motion. Now, we know step 1 no so October, November, and step 2 no Ekoso March, that is the draw stage. So a draw stage, obe ras step 2 and that's stage 2 no. Automatically you qualify because o picture are correct. With details are correct. One year duplicate application. So those 2 to 5 million people no, they are all potential winners. They are all potential winners. However, because of visa no, they will give to only 55,000 people in T. Omuntimima obia enwini. So out of the 2 to 5 million people no, they are going to select 125,000 people out of the 2 to 5 million people in the step 2 no. Into we do step 2 not this year or check results now where we near. Emma wabemumu probably you enter step 2 but computer no or no random sampling ɛno nti na ama ɛdin lottery no abɛda so. America by na amfa lottery bibia wokɔ portal no so yɛni bibia fɛ no American lottery daabi visa ne din ɛyɛ DV program. Oko America visa bia wobɛgye akɔ a student visa yɛwɔ F1 yɛwɔ M1 ebia ɛwɔ ne din wei ɛyɛ DV program visa ɛna wobɛgye akɔ. But the way a computer no select bi mo agya bi no ɛna yaa yɛnim die mu yɛato ne din American lottery ama ɛdin no ɛdɛn aka hɔ. But the right name is the DV program. Now you'll be seeing say omo tono last year no omo DV program na DV 2025 DV program 2025 because omo tono 2023 results no ebeba May 2024 and they should move to America in 2025. That is why a DV 2025 into why would me why you interested said this year betu be no yours will be DV 2026 because obetono 2024 results in beba next year May 2025 now America 2026. So yours is going to be DV program 2026. All right. Obviously, many are called, but few are chosen. That comment was brought to you by Edith Edu Gemfi. Few are chosen. So they are going to select, right, 125,000 applicants out of the 2 to 5 million people. Stage number 2. Now, omo ebeba out as winners, and that is step 3, stage number 3, and that's step 3. So Saturday by 4th May no 125,000 no omo na be check omo results na omo nya congratulations we winning. Now if you get the congratulations no, you are going to get a PDF format, right? Ombe attach a letter PDF. You are supposed to download that letter. And you are going to see that the letter will be addressed to you by the KCC, the Kentucky Consular Center. Now, you can Kentucky, a state of America, right? This is America, your Washington, D.C., your New York, your right, those states, no. So Kentucky is in America, one of the states. Now, consular is just like an embassy. So they use that word, even though there's a slight difference between consulate and embassy, but you can use it interchangeably, right? So the consular or the consulate in Kentucky, no, are responsible for the American lottery. Into America, the whole American the state I friend Kentucky, no, embassy na no, na American lottery ni mo say way you can say the DS260 form no papanti yemano interview. Interview. All right. Now, if you are selected, you are going to get a message from the KCC until the best send PDF attached to your congratulation message. You know, na PDF file be or download it, and you're going to see say udin o case number so any bibiana yabo udin say you've won blah 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 blah. And be with details about what to proceed. Or can't say start preparing for step number 4 and step number 5. All right, please, may Hama Hase, don't let any agent, don't let any scammer, don't fall a victim, because it do that time we see now a lot of fraudsters send no messages say we win American lottery. Brabetu Sika say me pacho America buy no, they don't send email. That be they will never send you email. And your one kasa was said yet so befa mobile phone ato data also akọ mo portal ne so akobo confirmation number a check who say we win. They will never come to your doorstep. They are never going to send you email. They don't send email and they say they know scammers will also send email. So they don't want to contradict. So they don't send email. You are supposed to check it yourself. You have your confirmation number. If you've lost your confirmation number, Friday, we are going to do a video on how to check, how to retrieve your confirmation number. Mama Yera, right? So you have to stay at ease. All right. What next? So when you some messages now, the case number is what you have to note it. Now you have to move to step number 4. Step number 4, you do it in your room with yourself. That is confirming your qualification. You don't have to confirm to the American government. No. Ɔsɛ tena ase na ɛhwɛ sɛ qualification no umeti a then to also call step number 5. So that one, it is between you and your mobile phone. You see, when we need American lottery, do you qualify? So confirm if you qualify to proceed. And then there's step number 4. So I've seen a couple of emails, tips. Step 4, no, confirm your qualification. May them set best and man. No. Tena ase hwɛ set so never to wabrabɔ ho say, do you qualify to proceed to fill the S260 form? Because if you don't qualify, don't proceed. And yes, I could have visa fee. Wakacho said the visa fee will not be refunded. Now, let us go to step number 3. Read a little about it. Then after that, we go to step number 4, step number 5, and then we proceed. Maybe we'll have make fast, maybe also I slow down, depending on a kind of say discussion. All right. So step number 3. It has to load for us. It has to load. Okay. Yeah. All right. So selected entrants are encouraged to fill online, right? So if you are selected, it means you have to fill the online DS260 application. It is online. You have to fill it online DS260 application. Now, Thursday, we are going to schedule a live to teach. I'm going to teach you everything you need on the DS260 form. I might not go into details because you don't really need it on the Thursday, but at least for you to appreciate how the DS260, you are going to do it. I'm going to schedule another live to teach those who won, right? Into details the DS260. But Thursday, we are going to look because some of the documents you will need to fill the DS260, you are supposed to gather it. So Thursday, we are going to do that. Now I gather at to it be your papa, baby, your papa, or papa who are data, who any those things said at least gather at all. You can say you're winning. I know most of you guys are going to win. All right. Also, please note the Department of State will not mail you notification. So I've already mentioned this. Said they will never send you an email. So where really you are supposed to do it yourself. So they have a website. I'm going to give it to you on that Saturday. Saturday we are streaming live here, and we are all going on the portal to check our results. So I'm doing mine. You are looking at it, and you are doing yours on your mobile phone. We do it together, and we celebrate together. All right. So they are never going to send you a mail. So where really you are supposed to check it yourself. And as I told you, they do that to make sure that scammers almost will be sending you email. It means it's a scam, right? It's a scam. All right. Step number 4, confirming your qualification. Okay, you're really 4th May, you check it. You're really you're tutu champagne area, your jubility area. What next? What is going to happen? So you have to sit in your room. Now look at the entry requirement. They are saying that you have to. Yesterday we discussed this, so I'll not be going into details like that. Okay, it wasn't on YouTube, so probably I might spend some time over here. They are saying that you need either a high school education or how do we call it, or its equivalent. So a high school education or its equivalent, or 2 years of qualifying work experience. Now, if we define the high school education, they say a high school education means successful completion of a formal course of elementary and secondary education comparable to a 12-year course in the United States. Only formal courses of study meet this requirement. Equivalency certificates, such as the GED, are not acceptable. If you go into details, especially the stage number 7, they are going to tell you that they don't accept vocational certificates, and so they need only academic certificates. I don't really know about NVTI. I don't really know about NVTI if they are going to accept. But if you have your high school certificate, such as WAEC, the WASI, you are good to go. Now, if your high school certificate is not that appreciable, sorry, if it is not, your grades are not good, your grades are not good. You know yourself, your grades are not good. What you're supposed to do, it will qualify you because ahawanka grade if completed successfully. However, if you go for the interview and your WASI result is not good, do not give the visa to you. So what you're supposed to do, either you write an deck and attach, or you can better yourself with a skill job. If you probably some of you completed secondary school because your results is not good, you went to learn a trade, maybe a hairdressing and a carpentry, welder, forklift in this animal, get a certificate, get a CV, a resume, prepare a resume. Now it show the number of years away Juman also skills in the BBI also. Get a recommendation letter and appointment letter from your current employer, Ugusu AS and with Jumano. Now, this is what will happen. If you are filling the DS260 form, you are only going to tell them, I've completed secondary school. My school needed here, Kongo Dumasi. They are going to ask you the school name, where the school is located. So if you are Kongo Dumasi Senior High School course, or Konongo Odumasi Ashanti region, me call 2012 and I'm 2015, right? And open our better DS260 form. So if you are going to the interview or if they call you to submit your supporting documents, that is when you are going to show your certificate to them. You don't show it on the DS260 form. It's what they don't know. And the DS260 no, so I don't know the will interview. So they don't even know. So they'll give you the interview. So Oko interview now, that is when I was a Oko last so to go and defend will set na a sonyano. A one could defend it. Right? A one could defend it. Into this little tip because Encrophobia Brakwa optimist or by my life or so or the American lottery and the coy is ONS or America. Through this American lottery. I don't know, so I graduated about a nursing student. Okay, I was in a timer. Omoko interview no man bia ofeli wasi and okotra fee payment or university be Ghana ekwaye masters why any degree one a masters but because of the secondary school na ofeli onya fee paying a program be kwaye university ninti omo deny a visa because Monty has say what secondary school na obetimi this field certificate no etimi akọ school so omo deny the masters no any na ibia and secondary school so off emano so Adam Metimakacho says what failure either you write an object to better it or get a skill job to argue say okay me we no mencha but mentime to us because of financial constraints and probably metime juma and I have skills. Me juma crap on me home 2 years ago and me ye juma no and me to me both kama employer crime in ye juma po ni ana and me a carpenter me forklift right get a skilled work if I attach it now who in secondary school now was skilled work in kwame and right you check it a juma work experience my main work experience what can you or see if you are qualifying with work experience then you must have at least 2 years of that experience within the last 5 years so from 2019 to 2024 within the last 5 years I was a YSL Jumano for 2 years. Now the job, the Jumana was a in the job zone 5, sorry, job zone 4 or 5 with SVP 7 or higher. Higher no quite the baby namu meeti. So yamfa 7 no and a job zone 5 no baby namu meeti. Yamfa 4. Now enra minyabotreba life 4 hours. Emma call porter no so ekoshe a juma a job zone 4 and a 5 and a juma SVP no a 7.0 any 8 higher ones. And we saw said the ejuma a job zone 4 no acquire nurses, teachers, accountant, and those jobs. About trade jobs our Ghana, hairdressing, cook, chef, nominate a year, mobile comment or bebrina. Bebrina 1, 2, and 3. Farming a 1. Where you kind of say nanny a job zone 1, right? And I kind of say caterer restaurant, you kind of say caterers no more job zone 3. And carpenter for near for bebrina 2 and 3, 2 and 3. You were not meeting the job zone 4. Midwife, job zone 5. But the midwife in America is a master's level. So while we get a diploma or Ghana, no, you are recognized as a nurse because your midwifery is just like Ghana nursing, right? So you are registered nurse. So it is still a job zone 4, Emma Ghana for. But if you look at midwifery in America, they are the master's level. You have to be a registered nurse at Watre Enclaves. Then later, work with midwifery as a specialist. So a master's level. And on a job zone 5, me who say na SVP no a 8.0. Into your midwife be now a diploma and can say SVP A5 Dabi. You don't even have the master's level of America. So you can classify yourself as a registered nurse and fall under the job zone 4 and you qualify. Certificate nurse 2 years, you don't qualify. You don't qualify, right? It is only the diploma level. In fact, the registered nurse in America, a 4-year, it will offer degree, but Nancy, because of the NCLES, they accept the diploma nurses to write NCLES. And that is why if you were a nurse, you still meet the criteria. And yes, America, you can't be an RNA. Let's just say we're schooling for 4 years. Until 2 years certificate or Ghana, no, and can me a registered nursing team, me job zone 4. No, because apart from so beka job zone 4, aka SVP no, or saka educational kind of say duration no, ewo ho ema who say, oh, okay, any men ho. All right. Ebusia, at this point of this, any of this, either the secondary school or work experience na make no, right? What they forklift and money say now on any secondary school, we ni ajay. And yes, ube kwa pay host, ubi be juice dikwa, so ube hostel, ube to have visa application fee, ube kwa interview and farm out because you don't have the secondary school and our Juman also meet their criteria. So ebe jay, there are other ways to migrate to America. You can go through the B1, B2, you can go through the H1B, a whole lot of kind of say visa routes or ube to me at the spouse, obi bet me aware, obi kwa oko school America. Ebetimi aware as a dependent at the wako. Don't force yourself into something a bon would tin to income and forcing for would them incorem. All right. Let us continue. Obviously, can you attach IELTS results? No. This is about academic education. What's in a classroom? I'm teaching you 3 years, right? 3 years. IELTS, you can learn it online, go and write the exams and pass it. So that is not a way of formal education and abibisa, right? It's more of informal because obi beti match fear no one can say now. So let us continue. Step number 5. So after you sitting in your room and you realize that, oh, okay, my brabum, I really qualify, then quickly you have to start filling the DS260 form. And it is called the Immigrant Visa and the Alien Registration Application, right? The short form is the DS260 form. Saturday, Friday, no. Thursday, we are going to learn how to some of the things on the DS260 form. You will need your case number to fill to access and fill the DS260 form. Now, if you are filling the DS260 form, we are going to talk about that on Friday, but let me tell you this. They are going to ask for your confirmation number and your case number. The difference between confirmation number and case number, no. Confirmation number, no, you get it October, November, now to abano. Otu lottery, no, that time, no, and a confirmation number. Case number, you get it abra where winning, two winning. Congratulations, where winning, case number AC. So that time, and I was a case number. So you add the case number to your already confirmation number now, one to be able to access the DS260 form. And sana wa feeling. All right. I think that number TikTok no one man be bisa about Nema, right? Let us look at some of the mistakes we with DS260 form now. You bet to me, I kind of say a trial and I say you not even get an interview date. It's a total disqualification. All right. If your family circumstances have changed after you enter the DV program, for instance, if you've gotten married or had a child, you add your new family members to your case. It's hopefully American lottery now worry somewhere October, November, December, January, February, within this time frame. Then you have to add your wife. And at that time, you have to add your child at this time. But now I worry that now that and you fail to add them, then don't add them. And the important notice, right? So you guys can read what is on the screen. Important notice. If you've had a if you've had a spouse or children before you submit the original entry into Brofon, or say prior to submitting the original entry, that is before you submitting your original entry, but you did not include them in your original entry, such errors may render you, as well as any of the family members, ineligible for the DV program. Nti uwini abano na uye mistake edo baby one financial so but now I want dada ekoshe so then only akwada ni nyina nti enya akwada no pen obeyi na free so or see you and any of your family member nti wo ena wo yere ni obi anka wanya that opportunity sa akwada ba ko pen na wo de ne be share so na wa want dada one financial entry no ho na wo de ne ebe pem awura no ebe ma efie ni nyina ahwere mu nyina. So it is better what yeah and so mommy and son I do mo yeah and no more and focus na monko later and yema to ya na wa be fast baba could be na opes or force to ede ne ka ho no and yes ana ye share the date of birth na ye share say time now wa akoda ne dada and you fail to add that child, then it will render you, so it means you'll be ineligible. You can say ineligible, that means you will not get a visa. All right, if you have listed a spouse or a child in your original entry who was not your spouse at that time of entry, such errors may also render you. So they do DNA. You know, America, they do DNA. It would be share so, and they request for a DNA, and they realize that child is not your biological child, or you have not adopted that child legally. Tinkwadano, there's a clause. I was your biological child, and that's a legally adopted child. It is a own nearby, and the any court order. Let's just say why adopt no what the natural so and if ye because your DNA realizes say and you legally adopted child then such errors may also render you as well as any of your family members ineligible. All right. And as indicated in the paragraph, if your family circumstances have legitimately changed after submitting the original entry, then you should add those family members. So why would him say legitimately or family circumstances are changing? Ebia na unya nwa akwada na wo yere nyam e na afi na wawo, right? So it just say legit, then e was order ne ka ho and I say na unya nware now you're single at that time and as you see ano wa ware there, then you have to add your wife, so you have to know the technicalities. And yes na obe fill the S260 form no, they will not call you for interview, and that is why a lot of people are still complaining. Tips my fill the S260 from last year up till now on my framing your April up to now unya interview data, forget it. Unya your April unya interview data, forget it, because enye April now ye come May po ye May enye May now benya interview date, some May now interview date ye the unya interview appointment to cry ye ma be 2 or 3 months to prepare for the interview. I didn't so I say by September now if you it more year more 2022 our results in the bar last year May now mo fill the 260 from now up till now unya interview data, forget it, because Emma that ben interview date in beba I'm more prepare for the interview. Acquire your medical soon be go and sit for the interview and get a visa. What's a September? By September 2024, what's a film? Because yours will not more than a year DV 2024. It's more than America. By yeah, you better check your results. Nyameboa Saturday no. Yeah, dear a DV 2025. So I always tell people, if you check your results now where we near, try and work on your DS264. Feel when in year and submit it on time. Said they can also go through on time and give you a positive feedback. And I said they'll give you an appointment. Now, country I'll be selected for the DV program also amount. Saturday, DS260 now. Sorry, country I'll be DS260 no, right? It also counts. Saturday, DS260 now, say baby, or catch us select baby biometrics. And Tinano me catch him say Ghana, see and Ghana yema. So possibility say ofle Ghana and ya obenya interview date higher. So at least over far other countries. If you don't have a plane ticket to go to South Africa, then you can choose Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire de one higher unya moto bikra ubetimi atena moto so ako. Ebimu any plane ticket. The other time na many madam will be discussing about people going for interview or South Africa and check it round tickets in and out, it was about 16,000 Ghana cedis, right? It will be only 160 million or her or the better plane ticket across South Africa in and out or console be obeda hotel. So obini says so if you don't have that money, then you should consider a Cote d'Ivoire Ivory Coast, right? It is also best. I'm streaming on YouTube and you can see everything over there. The live will be saved on YouTube. Until joining me late on TikTok, later you can come and watch it. So one may see BBI, you can come and watch the entire presentation. You see me and you see the screen, so you are able to appreciate whatever is written over there. All right. Or say on the DS260 form, you're supposed to enter your case number. So the case number it is alphanumeric, right? So alphabets and numbers. So or see if your case number is or the example of the case number. So let me highlight a case number to show you. So this is an example of a case number, right? So if you get a case number like this, that means now DV program na 2023. So your case number is going to begin 2025. Now we know ebeba we na ya change eba AF, it may ba AG, it may ba any two alphabets. Until this year, the minimum de beba ye wini and ebehu. But the bedi can 2025 na alphabet me aba. Then o case number no ebe to aso. So I say we actually 0000123 That just me say computer no SLT san nipa we say or also 12,345. Me catch them say mo be win, they are going to select 125,000 people to win. numbers na na ereto no, and then the time a computer and FO because enipa 2 million to 5 million and I could do draw stage. And I say computer no only lottery form, only random sampling. Now only 125. It to wire no I pick it back. Na wamani case number one. No I pick it back number two. Compare me the 125,000 person. Until Osha case number, you know, oh, okay. And then I'm to say, hey, Nyamia Boami, na to say, na to 50,000, na to 60,000. So the last numbers, the last digits, no, shows time a computer no random sampling, no, and the generative case number, at the mile. All right, we're going to learn a lot about that on Thursday when we are doing the DS260 form discussion. All right, let us go to stage number 6. Stage number 6. So after filling the DS260 form, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Let me answer some questions before we proceed. Let me answer some few questions. Obviously, please, I have high school certificates and also a KTI diploma. Which of them is the best? So, because on the DS260 form, you are going to fill your educational history that after secondary school, you proceeded to do your technical or the diploma from the KTI. You are going to show both certificate. However, they are going to consider the secondary school before they consider the KTI certificate, the diploma from the KTI. What happens when both of you win, the husband and the wife? So if you win, both of you win, you can submit I kind of say one person and one will be a dependent. So you look at the one who qualifies most. The case ne obet me argue aje visa because ukunu ne je visa na oba ne nkwada ne nyam beko. Oba ne so je visa na wone nkwa bema ne nkwada nyam beko. Enti mummienu metena se na mahwɛ de ne set so any ni bibia ne case ɛyɛ strong na mama ono na ayɛ main applicant na mama kan mo ayɛ can say dependent anya sa na mo kontokwa na oba ne se chenchena me na meyɛ na okoye na okona oba main applicant ya fa amawa it means bema ne nkwada ne nyina omuntumi eden enko because if the main applicant is refused it means everybody is refused. All right, I say how will you know you passed step 1? You will not know, you will never know. I can say research, right? So I can say people they are interested. They've done research about the KCC. How many people apply for the lottery from maybe 2020? Nipa dodo say na submit 2021, and they've done average, and we say about 13 to can say. And they ask them, okay, how many people are able to do the correct picture editing, and so they are able to move to and already figures na more. So it is an estimated figure. Nobody can know say do stage 2. The only way I've been when I say when we need that means stage number 3. All right. Obviously, please can 18-year-old apply? Is there age requirement? All right, we're going to discuss this. This is technicalities. Now, if you read about the instructions of the DV program, right, the lottery itself, right, not the process I can area be more time I'm call. If you look at that instructions, it will tell you that there is no minimum age requirement. However, because of the secondary school, no, it is preferably say obia or 18 years because it is assume say after secondary school there, I was say by now okay 18 years with a little skills and experience. That is why they will consider 18 years. However, there is no minimum requirement. For instance, who was 16 years now, who was secondary school certificate, you still qualify because also there is no minimum age requirement. If you doubt it, me one more time, I will go into the DVA, or more PDF instructions, ankasa ewo ho. Ni nyinaa ewo so. All right. What's the tips? Does applying for the DV affect your F1 approval? No. If you go to America, right, if they approve and you go, you don't have to fill the DS260 form. You're supposed to fill a form, referee title, no? Then you don't submit to the KCC, you submit to the USCIC, the United States Citizenship Immigration Services, to change your status from the F1 to a permanent resident. All right. I think I've answered this question. I've answered this question. All right. This is showing appreciation. Eric, I see you're doing a great job. I appreciate Eric. Kobe, also please, if you didn't save your confirmation number, how can you check it? We are doing that on Saturday, Friday. So join me live on YouTube, and I'll teach you how you can retrieve your confirmation number. I think God bless you. God bless you. All right. All right. I think the questions are enough. Please, if you choose a host, do they call? Yes, they'll call them. They'll call them. All right. Let us continue. Let us continue. Step number after submitting the DS260 form, what happens? So initially, what happens is you have to give the KCC some time. So OSHA has say, or say until final notice, right? You are not required to submit supporting document. So you have to wait for the KCC to give you a go ahead, say submit supporting documents, and that is step number 6. But Obi e contact me or say Ninua e last year. Omo fele DS260 Sunday, KCC no can say on submitting supporting documents. And when I say on interview date, that means I'm jumping from step 6 to step 7. So I don't really know what is happening in America now. Probably they've made changes, but they're all important. So they'll catch yourself. After step number 5, you have to go to step number 6. That is you you submitting your supporting documents. Now, what are some of the supporting documents? So if you read the preface, or say after KCC receives and processes your DS260 application form and your accompanying family members, you receive instructions on how to submit the documents. So the email address, that is the email address. And the document can be either PDF format, and if it is a picture, it's going to be a JPEG format, right? And you submit it. For instance, if they're asking for your secondary school certificate, then you have to do it a PDF format, not a hard copy, no, a PDF format. And you send it to this email address, kccdvdocuments@state.gov. That is the email address to them. Other documents. So let's look at the documents. The documents, your birth certificate. The birth certificate is very, very important, right? It's very, very important. So your birth set, when you birth set now with team, and your passport and they will need your birth set. Court and prison record. I know you obi a yachi na tumda. So yachi wa tumda, wako court, wako prisoner, then you have to go and get something, a court or something order from them, right? About your history. They want to read it to know why you were arrested, right? Court and prison record. You will need it. Military record. If you join the military, right? We will be a or joining military or Ghana, then you need to submit your military record. And OSHA DS260 form this one. Obisa say, oh yeah, military or Ghana, right? Are you a military personnel? Okay, say yes, sir. Obisa or rank. You can say, mo can say barracks or na mo can say I don't really know division or right. They'll take details of you can say part of military now or no. I'm not into that army, so I don't really know about that. But with the S260 from the studio, ask some questions. Into your military now, you'll be able to answer. You need that military record. If you are not part of the military, ignore this. Ignore the court and prison record. Police certificate is compulsory for everybody. They need to know your criminal background. So every applicant above age 16 and above, right? From age 16, the 18 and so you all need a police certificate, right? Police certificate. Okay. Photocopy of your passport biodata. And the passport, the biodata, that is the front page. I can show a biodata of a passport to people on YouTube, but I cannot show it on TikTok because of community I can say violation. So when we talk about mami kata kata details and so when we talk about biodata, right? This page, baby, or picture a one, right? You have to scan it to them and your hard copy, no, but what the better was scanner. So now was scan to Oko Cafe, what's a Mr. Monskane Ahamame, right? That is the biodata. Now what they are sending on PDF, right? Now they're sending more PDF. All right. I think that is that. This is step number 6. Say yeah, discuss the DS260 now. You realize say other documents be or it was a gather. It was step number 5. But on submit my omo. It be a certificate because okay, where we school or baby school needing and minister so if our certificate need that one chanya, it me my fill DS260 from the year. While warrior or to me bisa krokra town kra where wedding data where wedding to marriage certificate date maybe refi, right? So those documents you don't submit it or step number 6, but during the step number 5, filling the DS260 form na eboa ma utimi e filling ye maybe to say on kwada no omo birth set near that day a utimi filling on kwada no date ye because you mistake it is going to render you wakwada no passport no ne birth date no July na ko ni June it is going to render you have to go and get an affidavit and yasem ketwa so you don't have to make mistake fee when it right fee when it na ye Fiweni na ANA. All right, so at least you appreciate a little about step number 6. Now, after submitting the documents to KCC, what next? Now, before KCC will even ask for supporting documents, probably you have a clue that you get an interview date, because the moment they look through your DS260 form and they realize that this person mission academic background na only SS, but still na waya so den yatwere was step number 4 say menye, but still na ofele, then do not even call you to submit document to omonka bi. But when you tell Monka submit supporting documents, let's just say ekeka koho, right? Ekeka ko number 7. Because supporting documents in a co na omoshena okay, bibi intata. And your birth set, your passport, you saw it, police report anyway, you know, so you can easily get it. And so definitely you should get an interview date. Step number 7, interview date. At this point, if you don't come on YouTube, you are going to miss a lot, because baby abe or medicals, right? Some of the approved centers in Ghana, I cannot display it on TikTok because of more telephone numbers. Any other, the TikTok is going to flag and block my account. So you have to come on YouTube, because I had the or more accept anything. Right. At this point, if you're listening to me, you're going to be an abstract person, right? Yeah. Let me sip some water and read some comments before we continue. Obviously, with the police certificate, um, with a police certificate, I did one in November before coming to the UK. Will I need one? So you will need that old police certificate. Then you need a DBS from the UK. UK, they call it a DBS. So your DBS, updated DBS, and a police certificate, you are good to go, right? Because you've already left Ghana, so you don't need any police certificate, a new one. The old one, since you left Ghana, then what about UK? You stayed in the UK, so you need a DBS to show that you don't have any criminal or something. Please, if one has misplaced his birth certificate, what if she's 30? Yeah, so you can do another birth set. Now, on your birth set, it's very easy, right? Your picture is not even on. Just contact and kind of say, and for on your birth set, an agent for any be on Bayama, right? I think my pay birth set, I paid 50 CDs or 30 CDs, and I got it, right? Within 2 weeks or 1 month. I've forgotten. I say God bless you for this valuable information. All right. I say, so can we scan the documents and send it together or one by one? You have to. The instruction is over there. You shouldn't combine it, right? But you have to label it. This is this. This is that. This is that. You are doing great jobs. All right. I appreciate your compliments. Please, with submitting and support the supporting documents, I think you've already said it. Let's go back to the supporting documents and see what is written over there. You see, your interview will not be scheduled until you submit scanned copies of all required documents following the guidelines below. So there should be a guidelines. It should be somewhere here. They didn't really state say you should combine it or you should send it separately, right? But what they said is your interview will not be scheduled until you have submitted that scanned documents. However, if you're going for the interview, you have to submit the original. You go with the original documents. Documents now are scanned. They are coming or mono. Who interview now? What the hard copy, the original one, hard copy, and your photocopy, hard copy, original one. No, ever call interview, no, right? All right. So, bro, they didn't state anything like that. All right. If we the single ladies we win, can any of your family member join you? No, your immediate family are more qualified, or spouse and children. All right. Good job tips. All right. Please should a host be a citizen of US? Anybody with a permit, a residency, right? So a host can be somebody on a temporary employment visa or a permanent employment visa or a citizen, right? Anybody staying there can host you, except Obiawako visit. Obiawako visit. And you're not going there. The person is not going to host you forever, but Obia oko fufro. I feel now pay you money, you need somebody to settle, right? and they are going to submit your permanent resident card, the green card. You know, get a green card in Ghana. They are going to send it to the address of the host. So the host play an important role. And yet, in say okotena ho, but ube to me no be akasa na waye host. Nti wokwa na wankasa wakope baby atena. Right? How to check SVPN? Right? Yeah. I'm not doing that today. Bro, what if you only have I don't really understand your question. So let us continue. Let us continue. Hmm. Are you guys liking the life or what is happening? Maybe pong with them. I'm like life, no. Monsa mo de den, the monsa chia, the monsa yamus wedding. Ah, onsa chi, wa won't gift me. What they onsa like I've seen TikTokers, omo power tappers, omo chromo hubi. They are power tapping and they are sharing their life and they are gifting me. YouTube, you are not able to gift me. The only thing you can do is to like the life. Now, TikTok, I recommend this video, no, right? And why on some of the day we are now searching it? Why on some once I am the day and day? Let us continue. All right. So after submitting the supporting documents, you have to wait for KCC to give you an interview appointment. All right. So after KCC, the Kentucky Consular Center has received your completed DS260, you may receive an email from the KCC to let you know that an interview has scheduled at the US embassy you selected on your DS260 form. So this answer your question. Those asking tips, you better na you select Cote d'Ivoire. You select it on the DS260 form. When I will bet you so country or biometrics and as an interview appointment, right? Into interview now, so time now biometrics. So I'll be using that word you kind of say interchangeably, right? I may be saying interview, I may be saying biometric. They are all done the same day. All right. And so baby select DS260 form so no. Sa country no one I was selecting to say your interview, the cases will can say send you a mail if your interview has been scheduled at the US embassy or the consulate you selected on your DS260. And you're going to select amount. All right. The email will instruct you to log in to the entrance status check on the electronic diversity visa website using your DV entrance confirmation number to view the date, the time, the location of your interview. So you go back when you're interviewing. I feel also check it. Also, be say the check results, with your confirmation number. I feel be kono. In sense, you congratulations. Where we know. Ubon a message for Frasaba. Say when you're interviewed, ebia Cote d'Ivoire. Day no ebia 1st January. Time no 2 p.m. It you see the day, the country. You are going to see the day and the time. Everything is the message will be on the status checker. So it is not necessary in your email account. All right. You have to print this information and you have to take it with you for the interview. Failure to do so on mobile sign because if you are going for the interview, requirement for the interview, number one, your you kind of say your appointment letter. Say your invite, you've gotten an appointment. So your your appointment and just your show that your show time, your show baby I walk any friend appointment. That appointment letter, if you don't print it and take it, okay, baby say one man here to say me be interview. Why I say be interview now, so you have to print it. Now what they are called. All right. Also note, you will only be selected for an interview when there is a visa number for you. So you see, when there is a visa number for you, then so out of the 125,000 people, not everybody will get an interview. And you know, mom check your results last year. Maybe now act on now when you interview, and my catch say forget it because you're April. That ben Albania interviewer, September America because you're supposed to leave America this year. Because now 2024. Nti ye come nyame bo ochina. So by this time I was say forget. Bebre na kra come interview awie. So you see, mistakes bebre ewom. They will only call you for an interview when there's a visa number for you. So please, you have to note that. The other time I did a video telling you how they eliminate a lot of people out of the 125,000 people, almost selected 55,000, 70,000 people will be trashed to the bin. And how they eliminate the 70,000 people, and it might be brave or DS260 supporting documents. Sanyama me say DS260 information also supporting documents. And even country are selected for biometric, because even if there is a visa number for you, now country Ghana, as we need date for you I was at the so-called 2025. Yeah, you better check it. was a 2025. Now Ghana do 2026. Satam now be interview data. It doesn't make sense. So you're not going to get an interview date. So media no abeka ho, even though say the country you select for the interview no account pa account. But the two main important thing no your DS260 form and the supporting documents. And when a KCC form no edibe jina so ahwe say obema interview date and I say my interview date. A total number of diversity visa is allocated, right? It's allocated by a visa category and region of the world, right? I think there is more details into the DV instruction. If you get the PDF version of the 2025 instruction, right? There's more to that. All right. Let us go. So yeah, we've talked about the interview. So step number 7, after yenya interview date, omudi Cote d'Ivoire, almost second, 1st of January, right? Time in 2 p.m. So what next? We have to prepare for the interview. So step number 8 or stage 8, then we proceed to prepare for the interview. So how do you prepare for an interview? Let us read about the preparation. You should prepare for the interview, right, carefully. Failure to fully prepare for the US interview can result in delay or even denial for your visa application. After you've been notified of your scheduled interview, you need to take the following steps in advance to the interview date. Now, carefully review your scheduling information, and that is the date, the time, the location, right? I was a unotiniye. Yes, Cote d'Ivoire and South Africa. Yes, Ghana. When I was selected Ghana and for so Cote d'Ivoire. So the location, the time, the date, you have to note it, right? Because one I was selected with the two systems, so and then one of the bema. All right. You have to also review the consulate interview instruction. Eti country bia e wɔ ne interview instruction. Ti Ghana fo timi ka say bia oba example na me yo. E bia Ghana fo say oba shatare kokɔ. Cote d'Ivoire fo be ka say bia oba shatare fita. Example na me ye, right? Mamu fan is serious, right? So every consulate, a consulate is just like an embassy. So embassy or consulate, right? Every embassy bia American embassy e wɔ baabi a wobɛkɔ bia no. Omo specific instructions. So you are supposed to go click this link, the list of embassies, and select the embassy you are going and look at their instruction to prepare towards the preparation. So right? Number 3, you have to schedule a medical examination. And the medical examination, it is also part of that consulate. Also, instructions because if you select Ghana, Accra, say when you biometrics, hospital cra, it was okay your medicals. Also, select Cote d'Ivoire, or metro center cra was okay your medicals. So even the step number, the point number 3, it is still found in the list of the embassies. All right. Apart from that, your medicals, document will be prepared for interview, it be and so a photograph and all the remaining required documents. It of passport photograph, 2 identical photos, right? And also meet photo requirement now the DV lottery, By this time, any the guitar our phone so to say the require or be printing a hard copy. It is size about 2 inches by 2 inches, right? Correct one with a white background to say the DV program. By this time around, no be printing a hard copy. Now 2 copies, right? 2 copies. And our debeko. And I think so all the remaining documents I'm able boss, so documents are the KCC, because of interview, catch also with the original copies, hard copies, ebeko interview. So you gather everything intact. Then appointment information, right? Interview appointment, without that, enya de obeko. So required documents, appointment information, you see your book you into oko interview na appointment in with the beko. The S260 confirmation page. Now, if you feel that the S260 form now submit here, Omokacho say you have been successfully submitted the DS260 form. And to Omoma confirmation, I just say ampa I don't know I am successful. And on generate code be amount. So you need to print that confirmation page. I just say ampa DS260 form akoka cases for an answer. And I think so omo schedule for interview so page so and also by printing. And I think so or traveling passport and also all the back and the original documents or certified copies of every documents out my cases, so or the ebeko. So documents are apart from number 6, documents are your boy, your birth cert, police report, other documents are also the echo evidence of your qualifying education or work experience. Until the S260 form also say secondary school the S260 form no so also ko secondary school we and akọ KNUST ekọ degree we na akọ Legon kwa your masters then what the nyina hye so a ebia certificate nti or say evidence of the required qualifying education or ebia what is that certificates ni nyina ebeko. So from your secondary school to your highest to your highest to your highest okọ secondary school we one to so but ebia we adwuma, right? And also you have some I will say or work experience, so and resume and our CV, right? Then I feel so or certificate to be faster and san after secondary school now you can really add that one too. Then also a recommendation letter from your employer, as well as how do we call it, appointment letter. There's a difference between recommendation letter and an appointment letter. Appointment letter no, you get it time ora ejumeni no oko company be they have to appoint you. I don't know if it is happening in Ghana, but it happens abroad. If you appointment letter and a contract letter, so you need that one. HSA yafa wajumenu. And a recommendation letter no. And when HSA sad time no, the employer is recommending you say what as yes wojawa mawako America. So the employer has to recommend you that you are hardworking, you are doing this, you are doing that. He has accepted to leave you to go to America. All right. Deportation documentation. What to quite am I deported with that? You need to add that. Timamako US no. Let me look if other countries are part. Deportation no. Okay, US, right? Applicants who have previously been deported, right, from the US. So only US, right? Into Wako US, America may deport now where we need lottery now. So deportation documentation, you have to add it. When you be a deported, that one is not applicable to you. Marriage certificate. You need your marriage certificate. Say if only you show on the DS260 form, say wawaria, then you need to go with the original copy of your marriage certificate. It is not for you. Marriage termination documentation, divorce certificate, right? Simply put, divorce certificate. Then you need to add your divorce certificate because fairly there's 260 formula. They ask you that, are you divorced? Are you married? Are you single? There's a difference between single and divorce. TA, why you divorce? Are you single? But your status now is a divorcee because why worry that what can be a reader, right? It won't enquire single. No, if only say will marriage certificate na akọ aban emre mba bia wo ne be maybe awo ba ko na wan ware wa na wanya eye no eno wonye divorce ye ka divorce a obi a legally ya sign marriage certificate ya share ring assign marriage certificate ato no so a register the marriage no e won krata mu na we divorce eno na ye ka divorce na wo akodi agro bi na eba 1 or 2 bi abema wo se we divorce da bia no enye divorce, right? So bibi sato, right? Na empotesi a waware then your ex-husband no, the name of your ex-husband, location to us friend no, mempena da day sabe wa me kunu dada isi awo he my house address because I need it on my DS260 form. Thursday, yeah, DS260 form now you are going to see all those things. So your ex-husband, your ex-wife, Nidin, I think say is it date of birth count? I said date of birth count and count, but the location, current address, baby, what it mo amayira yira mo ex husband is ya mo 13 from me mpnada day sabe wa me pe where you dey me the 260 for me eh na what I want to crown my francho house number farmer me na me fancy so, right? So you need that on the DS260 form. However, if you're going for the interview, you need to go with your divorce certificate. And obi bet me, I'll go with those two documents. For instance, ebia wawari ejai and wasa wari for right? Wawari ejai and wawari for then it means that you have to show the divorce certificate and you have to show the new marriage certificate. All right. Marriage termination documentation. I think I've discussed that. Custody documentation, right? So custody documentation, or if you've adopted a child, then you need to get a court legal custody something, right? Then you have to obviously please it is not like you can't go with him. I don't really understand. Obisa say you need their details just to prove say wow are jai. So you need their details on the Swiss form and you're just showing the divorce certificate to them. Some are warrior jai. So what worry for Friday, you give the current one also updated can say version of your marriage. And not just say ukuno dada and what the name called that. Hey, nasenka. Wow, wow, warrior jai where we need American lottery na. Yes, ukuno dada for no kwanka. What the name called? Kame metress we kameka so wewu akọ print ya yasi poster nyina de akọ mani brabere e nyina dwon boni we timu nso ye dan na yasere we dan me na marine American lottery TikTok for more ho enipa 253 and I share my TikTok and enipa 155 ewo YouTube. All right, over TikTok now later you can join me on the YouTube. The video will be stored on the YouTube, so you can really appreciate whatever we did today. You're going to see me, you're going to see the American portal, whatever it is written there, and you're going to appreciate the life. You can gift me, you can power tap, you can share the life. Let me answer some questions as I take a break. I think I've ended this educational Wa afei na wa joining YouTube ubebisa certificate kowachi ya was step number 7. So kowachi, right? Odon sa boss screen is one. It said the ocean movie no ubetimi akowachi. So kowachi ne ko tie ho qualification stage 4. Ko tie dem kan ho about your certificate. I'm not repeating ahanya TikTok, right? Every information is over there. You can go back, right? And my upon life no fansa boss screen so ne kowachi. Yeah, talking about the interview. Yeah, so if you have any questions, Sani Suya de Intimizan Koyachi number 4, sir. I say my passport will be renewed by June. Will it affect me? Yeah, some more. So if your passport is about expiring, you have to get a new one, right? Hopefully, there's exclusivity for now here passport, because you are going to state the passport name, number, the date of insurance, the date of expiring, right? Expiring date, So if they know that a bear expire, you cannot use it. So when I was away, no, and then it's ya. Nti and chema yang shem maybe say chema June branch and we renew. And then it's ya renew and sana the new one no I. Also if you are married and you didn't add your husband on your first application, do you still need a divorce certificate? You don't have to even state it. Just go your way. Until oh yeah, American lottery, also you're singular. Go clean. There's 260. Oh yeah, single. Neko wenim. Right? The fact that we have single mothers, Bema no way one warrior. So you are not married, but you have kids. It's accepted. Just go your way and go church them because hopefully American lottery not divorce and I'll select a single and I'll do mark. So that is that. You have to go by that. Also, if someone has visited before, can he add it? It is on the exclusivity form, not under the interview, right? Yeah, and also Thursday, you're going to learn a lot about that. I renewed it already, but it will be ready by June. Contact an agent. They have a way. Trace Ghana, passport, right? My sister called me. Me here passport. Me say almost I say 1,200 Ghana. Me say, hey, passport. Satam kwa munyan tumo passport na 100 cedis, 200 cedis. I say the panel 1,000 to me say me send the pounds kakrama no na ne pacha or the acquire. 3 days. Wa frame ne saka passport. Me say Sana te Ghana ho. Enso wo sika, wo passport na. I think say Monday and okoye biometric. Wednesday and the Sunday no. Konongo nensa kan passport. Enti sika kasa fe and trauma June ma, right? And I mean say no pounds ne kona ne. Never I was ya mon power tap na mon share life no. Me say no pounds na e kona ne fa kwaje na. Me say Yatra Education, City TV Yatra. Go back and go and look at whatever I talk about academics, right? Now to us. All right. If you have no questions about the interview and the S260, let us continue. So if you are going for the interview, right, after gathering all these documents, you also have to pay the visa fee. Now the visa fee is $330 US. $330 per person, and the fee is not refundable, whether the visa is issued or not. So I'm the visa it is not refundable. Let me, I think, take this off so that you can see it very well, right? So you have to make sure that you are doing the right thing. Because after say on schedule for interview date, most of the consulates or the embassies, they take the fee. So already I'll see the fee payment procedure very different. Sorry, very different between embassies, right? So at most locations, you should make arrangement to pay your fee before the interview date, and other consulate to you pay it where you'll be interviewed. So how now so I see a few US embassies collect during the interview. So you have to know the can say embassy say na this can be say ansana for the interview. I think the Cote d'Ivoire here, they buy the can say is it the MRV form and BBC, right? You have to buy it before you go. So you have to pay. That is for the DS1 system most of the time, but I don't know about the American lottery. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm sure if you don't pay and you get an interview date and you're still going, you're not going to be penalized when you have the money. I kind of say at the point of the interview, they'll still take it over there. All right. I'll say, must we go to the interview with our partners? Yes. So if your partner, you're going with your partner at the same time, when in A2 that same year, then you have to go with the interview. However, if after 1 year, 2 years, no matter then you don't have to go with them. Who could do then you schedule another interview for them. No matter America. Because if they give the visa to you, it was some number of months. I was a what's a fee and son wako. Yeah, the visa ne bomwa UK moment 3 months America DV program because a immigrant remember 6 months self free or mining until mfans wako interview no February. Yeah, the visa na boom by March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Now 6 months now, but I was a free Ghana, why free Ghana, visa and a woo, wouldn't me from 2 coin beam. It's a wife no shana that year on kwa and kwa visa man. If I didn't go interview kwa visa man, go your way and later you schedule an appointment for them. Now on kwadana ako, right? So the option is yours. Tips. Would you have to transfer your visa portal, which you use for F1 to Ghana to? Please, we are not doing F1, right? We're doing American lottery. You have to respect the show. Tips. If for my married, it's okay. Your marriage, is a common law marriage. Yeah, it is being accepted, right? It's been accepted. So you have to. They have a certificate for that, not necessarily a marriage certificate. So if it is a common law, kind of say in America for they practice that, so you can do that. All right. Let us focus on whatever we are doing now. Let us go before we go to step number 9, right? During the interview and at step number 10 after the interview, let us go to some of the consulate. I share step number 8 in the now you question medicals, some of the consulate. So I'm clicking on this. It might open another tab. Let me open another tab. All right. So this is another tab. So you see, I clicked on it and it opened another tab. List of US embassies and consulates across the world. So on my list, Abidjan, let's just say Cote d'Ivoire, right? Accra, let's just say Ghana. So they state it according to city because some countries are more bear 2 or 3. To say India, say or more bear 2 or 3 consulates or India, right? Ghana na your American embassy back. So they don't list it according to country, they list it according to the location and city cry. So if you see Doha, that is a Qatar, right? Qatar, Doha, right? Let me see. Yeah. So Cotonou, right? Cotonou, country be capital Cotonou. African country, but I'm refi. African country Cotonou. Metate pa for the amafo biti ko Germany pa Cotonou. Benin. Benin oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Benin, yeah. Okay. So a lot of consulates. So let us look for instance, you select Ghana. Area na select Abidjan, so Cote d'Ivoire. You select Ghana, Accra. Instructions on the so Accra, US Embassy, Accra, right? Our location. And to say, if you have been scheduled for immigrant interview, immigrant, DV program, immigrant, cultural, but non-immigrant, a visit near that. So this is not applicable to you. Say F1 a non-immigrant. Intina miniana will be bisa question, me menfew, because we're dealing with immigrant visa and all right. So if you're going for an immigrant visa, then you have to follow these instructions. Number 1, you have to schedule the medical exams in Ghana. So when you can say appointment date, when you interview, you see Obeko interview in February, maybe interview appointment number October, and you see January, and a date no you schedule then you have to, between that October to January, you have to book a medical between year. Now once I count medical results and some work interview. So you have to do it on time. Note, sorry, now that you have received your appointment date, you need to schedule a medical exams in Ghana. Click on the medical exam instruction below to know the a list of designated health facilities in Ghana. You must take a medical exams with one of these doctors at least 3 weeks before your interview. So you have to do it 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks, because omo estimate say obey 3 weeks by 3 weeks now on saka results no. All right. Now you have to complete a pre-interview checklist, right? Pre-interview checklist. Now they are called interview. I think say we say no during the interview session. Let us look for the approved physicians and sanamabaho. So also call medical exams now. All immigrant visa applicants, regardless of age, require medical examination before issuing a visa. All right. So ebi number one, Akai House Clinic, all right, Cantonment Accra, omo address na wo no. Omo ye juma Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Omo telephone number and wo. So you people on YouTube, you can just screenshot it, right? You can screenshot it. Akai House Clinic, omo Accra Cantonment. Their telephone numbers. Omo ewo a lot of telephone numbers ewo Vodafone, MTN, yeah, they are ewo. You can screenshot it. And Holy Trinity Medical Center, and also ni ama Cranton Street, and also North Kaneshi, right? And also Accra. Also omoye juma Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the same time. And to omo the Saturday eka ho. Also phone numbers and so you guys can screenshot it. Okoye medicals now items you should bring. Items you should bring for the medical examination. You must bring the following items. Number one, your visa interview appointment, right? So the visa interview letter, appointment letter, no, I just say when your visa interview into obey home medicals, no, or the valid passport. The passport now ubecha so the quiet interview. Because just so interview with the two passport photographs because so you can take the same we also three recently into okay. But I think say most of the centers na obekọ na omo photographer bi wɔ hɔ a ɔno wafa to no ho n'adwuma wokɔ ya na watwa I ɔno so adwuma no ebu a obekɔ abɔnten na ɔwɔ hɔ right but ɛfɔ wani nto ne so ebi asada no na ne yɛmɛ ne ya na wa ma adwuma. All right, you have to come 3 weeks to the time during the medical exams. What will happen? So the medical examination will include your medical history. They're going to ask you history, right? Medical history, physical examination. Ya do beto your bar near me or breast. I heard so any breast cancer. Yeah, bema. Yeah, so or sure mukakra. It was young vanjame. Next for the customer to say, yeah, I heard so we scrotum in Sunya in Sunya scrotum. Boys now more bomb show. A physical examination, right? And they're also going to do a chest X-ray, right? A chest X-ray in a lot of countries. Over UK, TB test, chest X-ray to know if you don't have a TB, right? Scientifically, a chest X-ray can review a TB case into almost share or chest, so doctor and bit may a diagnosis and no TB and I say only TB, so they need the chest X-ray. Gonorrhea test. Hush. I am na some YouTube for some moon say actually go gonorrhea test. Gonorrhea test. And I'm gonna make actually go. Was it you na TikTok of one day almost scratch actually YouTube phone. Gonorrhea test. Yeah, Mr. Obekwa interview or akai hona. The cafe chiro koye gono. Who will be a treat to once. A man baby or how more go now minimum. Oh, yeah, Bema, unya go no, right? Acha 3 days to 5 days, you start getting the symptoms. To me, man, date me when it me treated by a mano, ubu go no, some more kind of white. Momo kind of white, nina ye pet. I shall once I bear 5 years. That now, and koye could treat ya and koye test. Ubu go no crowd with him, say man, them kind of white. And I almost have a lot of blood tests, right? A lot of blood tests. And so they are going to look at Hep B, Hep C, HIV, and a whole lot. Now, somebody sent me an email address that tips if I have HIV, will the medicals affect me? So this is what you're supposed to do. If you're on medication, it doesn't need to affect you. If you are newly diagnosed, then they're going to put you on medication and reschedule you for medicals again, or probably you have to be on medication for some time before the interview will be successful. So please, they be a medicals, do a pre-medicals or health facility, right? Some of these things, into make a gonorrhea test, no money, X-ray, no money, other my doctor na or area, no on faith who say be correct, and sana wakoye way mo no, right? Sana wakoye way mo no, because okoye na asema ba. I know a gentleman okoye medicals, na ni BP I was sure no Canada. Na ne BP was so eno nti omo ma no sa ko fie say 2 weeks they be anko monitor ne BP anopa bia no fa report no and send o man sana they can grant him mechanism the medical cancer report. And so you see you have to and go check in who say or BP or pressure can make sure say anka obey or treating in term na bibisa. So that is that. So please be prepared to discuss your medical history, medications you are taking. Enter to your medical history. Wako dada yebisa before some blood test in the crown. Doctor no ebe bisa or medical history. So baby, do you have any medical history? Yes, I'm HIV positive. Are you on medication? Yes, I'm on medication. Do you have any medical history? Yes, I have Hep B. Are you on medication? Yes. Iti ano no okoye lab results never any news because the medical history no ebe oh yeah any newly diagnosed, right? Into be prepared. Inko chantro right? America ho bebre na was ayare no nti no say ma wonko. But you have to be aware of it and be on medication. All right. So the medication you are taking and the current treatments you are undergoing, right? If you have cancer and you're going under cancer treatments, neither there, right? You have to. After the medical exams, when your medical exams is completed, the doctor will send the medical report directly to the US Embassy. And when the money right? So after the report, they are not giving the medical report to you. They are sending it directly to the US Embassy, the report, right? The report. X-ray, no, it will be given to you, right, by the doctor because I don't know a hard copy na wecha. Mama kocha X-ray, they know say a be film, right? So I know they don't mean send the embassy. So they will give it to you. However, if you are going to US, you have to carry it. So I say do not bring the X-ray to your visa interview unless you have tuberculosis, TB. So do not bring it to the interview. But however, you must carry the X-ray with you when you travel to the US for your first time. It's X-ray near the Bema of Fakoto. Yeah, the report now that I interview and fanko. Name unya visa no now America. You are supposed to carry your X-ray. You drew arrival na obeka se uni X-ray na you best sign wo se kofa wo X-ray ne ebra. So far two team agent no can tips and just makacho your X-ray report no is very very important. Your medical report must also be less than 6 months old. That means okay medicals now before Sobina visa it shouldn't be more than 6 months. I don't think oko interview na was schedule your medicals on Saka visa na within 3 months pa no oko America, right? All right. My main comment chikakra, I think say me Bobby bitra ewa hasi because I wanted to treat the medicals before. Yes. So after your medicals, if you're going for the interview, step 2, it is step 1, no, it is medicals. And on ya schedule, all right. Step number 2, complete your pre-interview checklist. So they are going to give you a checklist, right? Then you have to. So you must bring all the original documents to your interview. The checklist, I bet you all the documents are I was a whatever. So you have to complete take. Now, me want my passport, me want my birth certificate, say. Don't say be intact. Okay, now what they are. All right. Okay, I say you get a copy of the pre-interview checklist, right? Then you have to also review the interview guidelines, interviewing the medical culture, the date, the time, and the other. Your posture. You are going to fight for a visa. Okay, so, right? Why when himself was his one train of deck, or skills and experience, okay, or set natural, what unya F9 or a okay, so next I went to man to school say and then now easier way. So after 3 years or graduated from secondary school, what are you do? Oh, my question my so you have to be able to defend yourself, right? You have to be able to defend yourself properly. Properly. All right. At this point, if you have any question, you can bring it because before we go to step step 9 and 10, then complete our discussion for today. Let me read some of the comments. As it is, can one do the medical at one country with interview at another country? In fact, I just mean Obia, Wako America, what me because the minimum is a consulate bia ewo ne centers are omo egitum. Minim say omo transfer there. Obi aye bi da obetimi comment ama mehu. But I don't know. It is never written on the visa portal. The omo can say if you are going for an interview, read the instruction of that consulate and I said that embassy. And that embassy, you saw the hospitals on my list. You could bought Abidjan so and also be listed in the hospital. So I don't know. But I mean, say they go and do the medicals at where they are going to do the interview. All right. Also, shout out to you, brother. I'm late. God bless you, brother. I'm definitely going to go back and watch again. You must do that because you've missed a lot. Elvis, also, please, what if you don't have immunization records? What are you supposed to do? You have to get it. Call, I kind of say public health, district public health for no, right? Immunization record. You have to get it. It is very, very important. The other time, I think it's a 17 immunization. My mentor said if I will be able to see where I saw it from. Let me see if I can get the list of the immunization. Frequently questions. Yeah, current requirement for immunization available here. Yeah, so the vaccination they need, right? So therefore, the vaccines required for applicants do not include all the vaccines recommended by the ACIP or the DCA routine, but they are limited to the vaccination for the following disease. Therefore, if you're going, you have to be immune for all these, right? You have to be vaccinated for all these. It be a diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, polio, measles, mumps, rubella. Ebi wɔ kora nkwadabrim, right? Ɔma wɔ saa nneɛma no nya polio ne ade nyinaa. Hep B, Hep A, you have to get a vaccine for it. Pneumococcal disease, influenza, COVID-19 is very, very necessary, right? Some, not everything is applicable, right? Some of the immunization, if it is not in Ghana, you don't have to worry yourself that much, all right? If it is not in Ghana, they really accept it. So determined by vaccines, applicant need, all right. So I don't know why, The following is a list of diseases which applicants must show proof of appropriate vaccination. Let me scroll for you to understand, right? So you need to show proof of appropriate, right? In order to migrate to the US. So diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, polio, measles, mumps. I think say the same thing I'm a So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 16, right? 16 vaccinated conditions, right? So conditions are here and home vaccine. 16, you have to note that, get a record. Say what was our vaccines, it is very, very important. Let me go back. How do I go back? Hey, Obi, it's my oh, yeah, sorry. Software we say, I was think I may share screen. All right. So let me repeat it. So the vaccines, and our diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, polio. So I know na you're listening, right? Medical crab about atrium, but me refi say was a share screen or emamu. So this is it. So determine the vaccines the applicant need. The following is a list of diseases which applicants must show proof of having age-appropriate vaccinations or immunity in order to migrate. So you need this, right? And I got it as a link, right? A link associated with this link, right? I got it from here, right? From here. All right. Let me answer some of your questions. Na yanko nine. Manya ni tema medejamo. What is the deadline? There's no deadline. Train. Now train out to one when you interview data. There's no deadline, but you have to do it on time for them to give you an interview. The minimum service and a bit by that year. So what year 2025? by September 2025, unya visa so they call there netwem. Do the better now say 1 year time na be submitted the S260. Abet, it is up to you. You have to do it on time, but there's no deadline. Once I'm a time, they will never be able to schedule you for an interview, yet alone to get a visa. So I did it with my mom. And so what if my mom won't win? Okay, the broken my main correct. If my mom win and I don't win, um, can I go with her? So it depends on your age. If you are past that age limit, you'll not be able to go as a child dependent. All right. Is it possible to go to Ghana police report to Cote d'Ivoire? Yes. So the police report Ghana now, so you take it our country now with the whole police report. Please, will there be proof of funds? It is never listed. However, okay, interview now, you have to state if your host will be able to. They are going to ask you some questions. How will you be able to found your plane ticket and other things? So if you have a bank statement, it's okay. You can show it to them. This is my bank statement. I have money in it. I'll be able to finance my flight ticket and other things because they know you have a host. Into could do will be the baby better day. They know you have a host. But when you have a will be to a free Ghana corner, they might ask you that question. But they never stated once they share documents now what your bank statement to be. All right. Aqua we say Grace Anoche. Are there no and I will be our question. Ubisa question. Oko Canada. Are there no as soon if I saw my own, you can leave the channel. And you marry after winning. Why? Why not? Now, why winning American Lottery now? I say, ubet my wife. You can marry at any time, right? Winning American Lottery has nothing to do with your marital status. Please, what about case number? I don't understand that well. So case number, you get it after getting the interview date. I've explained it. Go back to my video and watch it. Aha, your YouTube. We don't go back. When I also go back, you call your name. All right. Maybe I do know about interview any medicals now as a questions na may answer. Tips and just you doing so good. More blessings. Yeah, Nasiruddin Mohammed. I've been seeing you on my YouTube platform. Um, I didn't add my case. Can I add them after winning? No. If you want a visa, don't add them. If you don't want it, add them. You can watch my video about the S260 form, no, right? Video we say, yeah, of course, step number 5. They mentioned that. So if you don't understand it, you can go back to the video and look at what America is telling you. Can one use his US? Can one use his address in the US to be his own sponsor? If you're already in the UK, you don't have to fill the S260 form. So you will not be required those documents. Why you have to do? You have to fill a form. I've forgotten the title. I have to research it again. You have to fill that form and submit to the USCIC, the United States Citizenship Immigration Services. And so you don't need a sponsor. You don't need those things, right? Richmond, do if you're in America, whether you're a student or you are a visitor over there, you have to change your status. What about my cousin who is pregnant already? Would she face any issues? No, pregnancy is nothing. Um, I think I've answered all your questions. Let us continue to step 9 and step 10. I'm already exhausted, right? I've used 1 hour 33 minutes. Let us finish within 2 hours and sleep. All right. So step number 9, applicant interview. After you going to do your medicals, after you gathering all your interview requirements, your hard copy of your certificates, or every document that you need, the original copies, your passport pictures, and everything, you've traveled to that consulate or that embassy. So Cote d'Ivoire, what to plane oko, South Africa, oko Ghana, so wafaka wako Accra embassy. Uko draw step number 9, applicant interview. Edi nebesi yanko na yenshe de omo eka. So applicant interview. Before the interview, you have to even follow the instructions. I've said that, so I don't really need that. A consular will interview you and accompany family members if you are going with them, right? And determine whether you can receive the visa. So you kind of say counselor or right, consular or no, ebe determine obey your interview na waka kyerɛ say or the visa and no farmer, right? So they will determine as part of the interview, ink free digital fingerprints scan. So biometrics will be done, right, during the interview. Who must attend the interview? You, your spouse, and any qualified or married children, right, who meet the age criteria. For instance, Oba 17 years or meet criteria, but wawaria or meet. And to 17 years, wawaria omiti, but 17 years on warrior omiti. So Nkwadano, it is not only about age. The child should meet the age requirement and should be unmarried, right? So these are the two criteria for your children. So you, your spouse, and your any qualified unmarried children, right? They can go for the interview. If your spouse or your children will migrate later, right, at a later date and travel separately from you, they are not required to participate in the interview. They will schedule a separate interview appointment, right? They will be scheduled for a separate interview appointment. And so, Oko will interview now. They'll ask you, say, Adena or Irene or Ama, will say, oh, okay. They want to come next year. So they ask you what is the appropriate time or person or more about next year. I bet you can give them a date and they'll schedule them for that date. Now it drew her now or more interview. What to bring for the interview? I think the way you can appointment letter, the 260 confirmation, your passport, photographs, medical results, right? So if the panel physician gave you a sealed, right, or the share when somebody are, then I kind of say you don't have to open it, so you have to bring it. But yeah, what kind Accra office? No, Accra say, no, they send it direct, right? So I say some physicians send the medical directly to the US, of which Accra office, all right, Accra for Eka. All right. I don't know for other countries. Yeah, the show on some so you have to bring the unopened envelope. So original supporting documents. Your marriage certificate, work education, blah blah blah. You're discussing right? If some of your certificates or other languages apart from English, then you have to translate it. So the English translation of those you have to send it. Visa fee, right? If you didn't pay the visa fee before the interview, then you need to pay them, right? You need to pay. You need to pay the visa fee. And then I'm a kind. So if you fail to pay the visa fee, then you have to pay it abra or interview. So that will happen during the interview. Important notice: you should not make any permanent financial commitment, such as selling your house, car, property, resigning from your job, or making a non-refundable flight or other travel arrangement until you have received your immigrant visa. Enti yesi bra interview na me kwa America na wo de wo fie wakoton fie waton japade nyina because o kwa America o magana bi okɔ na yɛamfa ama wa afei na wo sɛ ɛkɔgye wo dan ɛde nipa ne sika kɔma na ana. So ɛno ne afutu a America ban no or the amount. So you should not sell your car, your house or any property. You shouldn't even resign from your job until someone have visa. And for boss menya interview me kɔ America nti adwuma no fa wadeɛ adwuma no fa wadeɛ afei wokɔ baeɛ a kwaku adɛn w'anim na atwa oyi masa yɛamfa me o ɛhɔ na boss bɛkyerɛ sɛ ɛne kɔpɛ w'adwuma mafa ma adeɛ kɔpɛ w'adwuma. So you shouldn't resign, right? You shouldn't resign. You have to get a visa before you take any decision. All right. I have 254 people on TikTok, 147 people on YouTube. All right, let us proceed. Additional information. I want to reschedule my appointment. If you cannot appear at your scheduled interview, they have to contact that embassy to reschedule it, right? But it have to be within, right? It has to be within the September 30th of that year, issued year. So for instance, you have to go for the interview before September of that 2025 because your DV program no 2025. And I'm a catch say by January, February, so results in May to submit their student in term. What say by December, January, February, also when your interview. Echo. Said by ya February, March, April, May, wabo pa May, June, July, September, within that September 30th, when to schedule for interview a term winning now winning any BB term, right? So you have to do it. It must be issued before. So you can't prior money, right? Before September 30th. I was a ultimate interview ekwaje or visa. Intenye interview no kra. I say all DV visas. Visa inte was when you interview kra amount saka visa no before that 30th September of that year, of that issuing year. So September oko DV 2025 you should get your visa before September 2025. It will be been to interview. It was January, February. Interview na obetratra hɔ say oh no next year na obeko interview the masa and untumi nkɔ. All right, I would like my spouse and children to follow me to the United States after I migrate. Can they do that? Yes, they can do that. So you have to. But yes, but remember all DV visas must be issued by September of that year, right? Available visas for some countries must be issued even before that date. So if your spouse and children delay in obtaining a visa, they may lose the opportunity to migrate based on the DV application. If it happen, then you can file a petition to bring their family to bring your family to US at a later date. Into the person watching you say visa DV visas ni nyina was on saka September of that year. Year na a show DV program so into the DV 2025 or yere no men nyina was say on saka omo there before September. But bibinti ebi person come on back 2027 then that time no they will not come under the DV program. You have to file a petition under the family route, right? They are not going under the DV into kind of all right. So they may lose the opportunity to migrate on basis of the DV application. That means they are not coming under the DV and yet DV into no mobile. But because of your permanent resident or Americano, Emrama Hokwan so which my file of family members. So that time they go under the family route. All right. Another question was can my spouse or children receive the DV visas even though they were not on the original entry? I know the what or see if you were married or your child was born or adopted after your entry, you can add them to your case and after you submitting your entry, you can add them to the case and they may be eligible to receive DV programs. If you were married or child was born, you see, so there's a contradiction over here. Now, they also stated another thing. If you were married and had children before DV program, and you failed to include them. Oh, okay, into watch them more, right? So what do almost share so they are then obey to me domako. But if you failed to include the family members, our original entry now, then your case will be disqualified. Neither you or your family members. So what happened to the first brofo? I mean, can my spouse or children receive DV visas even if they were not on my original entry? And I will say, if you were married or your child was born or adopted after you submitted the entry, you can add them. And what's happening? If you were married and you had children before the entry stage and you failed to add them, then your case will be disqualified. Neither you or your family member will receive. So which is which? So let us pick because I know now okay during stage number 5, right? I know of this, but minim sabrofu we na mente here. All right. Obviously, my child will turn 21 years old. Soon, what will happen? So children generally must be unmarried under age 21. Age 21, right? So Obano already 21 years. Also, they must they must receive their visas while they are still under age 21. So Obano 21 years, none in Sanka visa, obey disqualified. So if you have a child who will be turning 21 soon, you should immediately contact the consulate so that your interview will be scheduled. So where your interview will be scheduled, right? And the embassy will determine whether an early appointment is needed. And then submit my visa no before so obedita 21 years. And yes, at 21 years, embassy womb. And yeah, there was our ban obey to me. Meme question na me can no one was say please can you add your family members bank statement as proof of funds during the interview? Family member. No, it should be yours. Always scan our farmer, right? Add it to our family member. Except maybe your spouse, right? Ukunu bank statement na bisa. So America for bro from me anyway say the first clause and the second clause is the same thing, no? can my spouse and children receive visa even if they were not on my original entry? It's na me visa no man for manche so. Almost abeka visa. Osi ane. I feel sad abesha say one for manche so mensanka visa. So these people are really confusing us. All right. Let us go to the last step after the interview. So we've gone for the interview with ourselves, our children, and our wife. And fortunately for us, we have been successful. What will happen? Kwan bɛɛ so na yɛbɛfa so akɔpie America ɛna yɛkɔpie America nso a yɛbɛyɛ dɛ na yɛn nsa ka yɛ green card. That is our last discussion. At this point, let me take a break and then I'll come back. If you have any question, you can list it and I'll read it. Gladys, or say, what if my dad died after filling the DV lottery? After filing the DV lottery, what if your dad died? You're not going with your dad. Listen, your dad on your DS260 form, your dad is not eligible to migrate with you under the DV program. It is your spouse and your children, but they need the family information, your mom, your dad, right? Those information. Because if you go to America, certain when you're a permanent resident, and you can file for any family member. Time, you can go and bring your dad. But dad for DV no so nebeba on share DV applicant no so. I could do a permanent resident, abrabo to 2 years, right? Then wabefa ubetima befa parents ako under the family route. And until oye DV program now, it is necessary you add your dad. So if your dad is dead, they will need the date, right? Thursday, oh join my life now ye DV DS260 na right? You need to add the data or papano or frame any BBA. Please, who is going to be my host? I don't really know. You have to contact somebody. Or US, right? Chewa, when you Chewa, do you come wood movie? Chewa, I Chewa America. So you can contact Chewa. As Chewa, Menquara Bay, na me show movie part 1 to part 11. Me share ni nyina see Mr. Marina America Lottery, ye me host. Ye me host. Na on host you na me tips and just there. Me ti UK ase me to me host you. Why? Me nia. And to bet my contact Chewa or Kwasha America. Or wait to me a host you. Wait to me a host you. Yan so the last discussion na yampong. I'm getting tired. The first clause means if you are married and had children after you registered. Okay. But okay, and I mean man kind of Doris Tebrofu. I think that stage number 5 na do chire mu say now to we answer na onya o worry and do chire mu ye but ahane de brofo no training there me kan currency so. All right, mama yenko interview, the last interview stage. After the interview, at the end of your interview, mamini went in free so I guess a bekacha. All right. At the end of your immigrant visa interview at the US Embassy or the Consulate, the consular will inform you whether your visa application is approved or denied. Enti ɛhɔ ɛnyɛ kɔ na wobɛte yɛn ka na ebi ɛhɔ na ne aka kyerɛ wo, papa, congratulations, welcome to America. Aye, welcome to America. Ɛhɔ na yɛmfa ma wo nso a ne aka kyerɛ wo, ojam next year no osa betu bi o si adan o si afi de na amfa nti me bisa so osa betu bi ma we interview ni we na ya bisa ojam next year de no osa betu e ho na ye ma show adan o si we de ankoyi interview na ankoyi nti me bisa so osa betu a nti e ho na obeka kiro if your visa will be approved or denied. Now, a visa approval, or say when approved, you'll be informed how and when your passport and the visa will be returned to you. That means they are going to take your passport, keep it over there, and go and print the visa inside. Now, if you inform you, say DHL no say I don't really know how it is going to, but they are going to inform you how you get your passport back. I'll be you visa able. By Okofia, say you have the visa because they are going to tell you the results of your interview. Visa denial. If you are denied, you'll be informed why you are ineligible to receive a visa. There are additional informations about the visa denials at the bottom of the page, right? All right. Note, some refused visa applications may require administrative processing. So one time once you can consult a lawyer, do administrative processing, and probably you might win the visa. All right. Visa approval. If you when you receive the visa, so your passport and visa, your DV visa will be placed on a page in your passport into obebiemuno na o visa no I cannot even imagine how you will jump after interview no and a crowd jubilate but passport no be come na visa no bomo a Fredi Nyankopon America here I come and the oyo ba na uni wig kra na wa start ekoto wig etina na kwahyehyɛ omore wosiase nyinaa yi nkawa na wakɔ dentist wɔ ne wayi wosiase wosiase nyinaa because oyɛ Americana masa wamoto mafu na wasate yi because visa bebo passport it is not easy. American visa and you're going as a permanent resident and kind of money nika. So I cannot really imagine. And I know some of you listening to me are going to go through. So that stage, you are going to jubilate. You are going to enter America. I say amen. All right. So your passport, right, will be placed on a page the visa will be placed on a page in your passport. Please review the printed information, blah, 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 blah. Sealed immigrant packet. So you are going to get a sealed packet containing documents you must present at the border office, right? The US Customs and Border Protection, the CBP, right? At the port of entry. And you could do America airport or West form, no, right? Usi form or maybe some documents be into an interview now on Saka visa now. They'll give you a sealed packet, right? A sealed seal. You any question will break his seal. No, you should open it. Say me share the kure dabi. Ade also be so your passport no ubi officer boom. Ade ne ka ho na yes seal no. Keeping it sealed. Kopem say ubekwa ko do America airport ho. Enye Ghana airport, enye kotoka. America airport ho. Usi for my America kuru ni airport ho no. Then you give it to the border and the custom protection for them. When should you travel? On SACA visa, now you have up to 6 months. It is valid up to 6 months unless your medical examination will expire sooner. And to when I say medical examination expire, then you have to pack, right? Japan, and yes, I could do airport or I say or medicals, no, right? They will have to. I don't really know what will happen, but a caution to you. Into show medicals, no, say oh yeah, medicals January. On SACA visa, no, May na or try as September. I do now medicals in 6 months in the term. So on Saka pa Kurema and Sana or medicals no. Oh, all right. The USCIC immigrant fee. You must pay this fee to the US Citizenship and Immigration Services, the USCIC, after you receive your immigrant visa before traveling to the United States. So apart from visa fee, the $330 no, right? I know your visa fee. Saka visa na if it be the USCIS, the United States Citizenship Immigration Services, immigrant fee. And no, utria edi akwaji green card no. And no na utria edi akwaji green card no. Right? Enti Shannon so. And no na utria edi akwaji green card no. First one no, utria edi je visa. I would to kwa America. There's a difference between the green card and the visa. The visa no time be about passport dim, right? Mamo YouTube no about passport dim. The green card and I quite say Ghana card. O bosha gogo American green card it be examples beba. It is green in color, right? Anytime for a green card, and actually you can say or permanent residency, about also so you're a permanent resident. So there's a difference between the visa in your passport and the green card. Shannon so on Saka or visa now would be to America now, you have to pay for the green card. And that one you pay before you go. Do they have the fee? I think yeah, per se a fee now. Let us click on it. Let us click on it and know the fee. Where is the fee? Where is the fee? So say how. Okay. Immigrant fee. Immigrant fee. How much is it? Well, let's see fee be ho. Obi a win American lottery last year. Motri saying if you've paid it, because we try how to pay, but one let's visa fee no. We try how to pay, how to receive the green card, blah 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 blah. But one let's visa, sorry, the immigrant fee no one try no. Probably have to search on Google because Google knows everything, right? Google knows everything about the fee. Let me click on it. Our fees. So I have to go back to. I'll say add the krata ba krata benko na. I just exactly click here. See, okay, immigrant fee no way. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I'm fees no also. Yeah. So 220 US dollars, right? 220 US dollars. I've been able to see it. 220 US dollars. So after the 330, for the visa fee, or green card, the USCIC immigrant fee, 220 US dollars. And I am not machine so. All right. Yeah. I'll say I think 220. Yeah. I think edit HI and Richmond so HI. Yeah, 220 US dollars. All right. Thank you for your contribution. Let us go back to our final discussion. So you have to pay the fee, and after that is after you have received your visa. Only children who enter US under the orphan blah 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 blah, right? Adoption program, Iraq, Afghanistan, returning, blah blah blah, and those issued K visas are exempted from this fee. But DV program, you have to pay. All right, you have to pay, and when you pay, note, USCIC will not issue a permanent resident card or the green card to you unless you have paid the fee. Vaccination record, I think it's a Yashre vaccination, right? Children are required to have certain vaccinations before they can enroll in school in US. Therefore, it is recommended that your child has completed vaccination record before migrating. Um, all right. So you see, I think vaccination, what will be some vaccination? It is not part of um the whole process because your medicals. So the vaccination is for the children who will be enrolled, right? Unkwadana enroll in the schools, right? In the US, no. I'm be vaccination record. Into Papa, I'm not sure that you are not part, right? You are not part. So they've stated it over here. Um, X-ray. X-ray, you must carry your X-ray with you, not packed in your luggage. So, or luggage, or bag now the America, and far X-ray, and mobile enshim, right? And mobile enshim, fekura. All right. When entering United States, when entering United States, the primary or the principal applicant must enter before or at the same time family member with the visas. For instance, Bema Erini American lottery. Wagye ne visa na yere agye ne visa na yere ne ma na wo be ma no wa we win American lottery no what's yere no ma any kan yanya ne sa. So you the applicant, either you go before or the same time with them because una nkrata na yawo dia so una wo kwa omudi wachi. So you the principal applicant, you have to go before or at the same time the other family members. And when we talk about family members, and your papa ni uni no or yere eno masem and America by no eka. All right, with your diversity visa before it expires and the sealed package. So I think we are discussing. So visa no before that 6 months, I was a Okurem America and a sealed packet na yedema no. You have to carry it at the port of entry. A visa does not guarantee your entry to the United States, right? The Department of the Homeland Security of the US guarantee your entry into Oko America no. Ukra visa na say ukudra na yamawe rem. No, there's a department I kind of say airport to where a idea. omo ebetie wasem na omo ahwehwem na ansa na omo ama wawrem. When yeah, if you are admitted, you will enter as a lawful permanent resident, also called a green card holder, and you'll be permitted to work and live permanently in the US. Amen and amen and amen. So you see the sentence, these two lines is really, really, really palatable. Dankasa, right? Isham. Esanso ede palatable. Also, if you are admitted, that means omo admitted say yama wewrem wako border ho yaje wayi bibia yesi uremwa. Then you are entering as a lawful emrakwanso, lawful permanent resident. And the GSM ben a chance say, obi ko America or the school na koye still onko school ni wie we wie kura onyanya permanent. But okono onai ewra ho onai ewra ho as a lawful permanent resident. That is how powerful this American lottery is. That is how powerful this American lottery is. So at this point, when you're serious about this American lottery, then I don't know who you are. Because maybe to UK has you know, right? I feel I'm a school. I'm coming to work for some years before I can get indefinite in the UK. In American lottery. I'm not moving to America because maybe I better than UK, but because mempe visa renew because me renew lottery na me kwa me a permanent resident. UK so say mentra for 5 years as na my permanent resident. It won't me anka de na meko. You see, so American lottery is something that it is very valuable, right? You should value it. You should value it. Oto ama obi da say lottery na nya papa matena hwe. All right. So when you are a permanent resident, what happens? So when you are a permanent resident, you are coming to the US to live permanently, right? And as in so as actually you'll be permitted to work and live permanently. Afebo, I just say be what could di boni bina ye deporto. Yes, I afebo, yeah, me floss of visa ko renew employer be say me ma COS. Who afebo krata. Enti company na open ani ni ejuma. Oko na maza aketua ni nya fa wo company akọ baby. Enyo no na ema on krata. Enye visa bi a wakọje say employment visa de ko US. Da bi afebɔ nkrataa nti company na wopɛ ɛna woyɛ mu adwuma a wopɛ ɛna woyɛ wotumi relax wɔ sika wotumi relax dadam obi amfa ho because wɔn nkrataa wɔ. All right, so if you are a permanent resident, you come into the US to live as a to live permanently, right? But you need to learn about the law for permanent resident. There are a lot of things they can take it from you. Who could di nsɛmhunu bi ɛwɔ hɔ a sɛbesɛbe, right? Who could di nsɛmhunu bi ɛwɔ hɔ a I could nyamransɛm bi wɔ hɔ a they can take that thing from you. All right, social security number. What is a social security number? So if you go there to learn about the US social security number, you have to click on it and how to apply. So if you go there, you need a social security number. Sometimes if you apply for jobs over there, they request for the social security number. So if you go as a lawful resident now, who could do what? Obi ebe buau ama wetimi apply now security number aba. Right? Now security number aba. UK has some kind of NI, right? National NI, right? Not NI. NI number, right? And no, when ya untimi fanya adwuma. So I think say omo edit code work by UK. Ayana omo de afra omo visa no, but student there you have to apply the NI separately, right? So it's something like that because the NI contributes to your pension. And Americans almost social security administration, you know, it's something that what they apply adwuma it contributes to your pension, right? Something like yeah. About visa denial, do we have to read about it? A denial, that is all your denial, right? So in some situations, may can say in some situations you can ask for administrative review, right? Based on the US law. If you get a proper lawyer, they can really fight for you and get a visa for you. At this point, I am going to end here, answer one or two questions because we've already used our 2 hours. Just a few questions and I'll call it a day because I'm also tired. A hungry man is an angry man. I need food to eat. What if you lost one of your parents long ago? Do you still have to write their names on the form? Yes. You have to state your family and they ask of are they alive or dead, right? So you state it. And who state here, maybe some data or yes, it is mandatory because by man or ban do bas as so. Inti omu hia san crofoni mienu. Inti openyu kwadwo menu, late openyu kwadwo menu. 2012. Still now what's a basso because they want to know who brought you on this planet. I would DS260 formula. So James, if you forgotten my code, how can let us do that on Friday? Who qualifies as a host? Maka, right? Anybody living I kind of say legally over there, apart from Obi Awako on a temporary visit to Biana Bibisa, right? Obi to me, I Kojo every year, yes, I'm a block, right? If you are doing UK, don't bring Canada in it. If you are doing UK, don't bring Canada. Or is a question related? Or see, if you have already applied for a visa to Canada, can you still go for interview? DV, yes, you can go. If you're in Canada, you can go for the visa, the DV interview. If you're in the UK, you can go. If you're Ghana, and uwini by UK, you can still do the interview over here. That is why hopefully there's 260. Maybe I will. Maybe now Ghana, and as you say, I call. I kind of say Dubai. Obey me that shall say a ho and obey or kind of say appointment. All right. Please try and convert the Ghana cedis. No, please. Ada obey no Ruth. The dollar is always appreciating and depreciating, right? It make us rate me back from. So Ada obey no right. We are time now I convert. Obasha go. How much is 220 US dollars for my green card? How much is 330 US dollars for my visa? Then you calculate it, right? God bless you, bro. May God bless you. All right. May God bless everybody here. Multimedia. I'll say, and the embassy performance, does it affect the DV winners in Ghana? Embassy performance, people our perception say some particular embassies, okay, if you so visa, I don't really know about that. Maybe I one consulate be or on Tiasamasi, I don't really know, but I know legal intimate discussion. They make my catcher say, okay, put up your best, right? Put out your best. Sorry, the 220 will not be paid to the embassy. It will be paid to the USCIC. So, maybe link be so that is going to tell you where to pay the fees, how to pay the fees, and everything, right? Maybe later you call into data. We are going to see it. It's I mean to me come but I saw it where to pay the money, how to pay or check credit card, right? You can use your credit card, debit card, and maybe I saw it, but my closest tab so mean to me some Please, tips. What about those who completed their national service but currently not working? Find something to do. Your resume and cover letter and close your gap. That is that. They don't understand why you're still at home. So just tell them probably now you're working with your mother at the market or something, right? Show your skills. If you're working in the market, you are a sales attendant or something like that, right? Find something to do. That is why you need a resume to attach. Um, so Mamufeli, what's the certificates? No, go back to the video, go and watch that time, educational requirement, me spend time at hopper. Go back. I don't know why you people, Mafeli, I'm not train of deck. You keep asking me this fail. I keep answering you. So what fail you set trend of deck eto and now say pay you can say was skilled right pay you can say certificates. I've said this countless time and you still say what fail me wana right please what fail trend of deck and I say better your skills never argue. I've said this and everybody tips my fail minya F9 minya E8 please come close I was always I teacher in the book metama ba na chinyina be papa ah Mombasa mbesa manya kompo. Comment section TikTok okra me ntimi nkan. So if you already in the US, so it means if you're already in the US, there are some exemptions to your application. I mean, yes. So if you are on the US, if you are already in the US, you don't fill the DS260 form. You fill that form I-155, right? From I-155. And that is the green card. So it is going to change your status. And that one, you don't even submit to the KCC. You submit to the USCIC, so CIS direct. right? That inform them, me a student, I say, this is my status, me wa F1, so my winning American lottery, no much change where you am. So probably don't know even do you interview or something. I don't really know about that because you are already there, you are legal there. They don't really need to do you interview. Because when you say be school, the entire code is 260. Sorry, interview, abra we win Ghana, and I say unyanko America is because you perceive bisa the okoye. To a student or that. Make sure say interview assembly, baby. They'll just change your status for you, right? I say, please, if they cancel, if the council, right, it's not council. If the council officer deny you and you want to file a petition, you need a lawyer from the United States that went for it. Yeah, so any lawyer can do that for you, right? Any lawyer can do that for you. They just file a case, a administrative review and on bay. So lawyer, so Ghana, so US, any lawyer, they can say, oh yeah, immigration lawyer or nim the left from right. And no I can say Nasiruddin or say calm down tips on them pa. You know them pa. I also at times also the same question obe repeat this maka maka eh what feeling maka still now repeating that same questions. How much do you spend after winning the lottery? I don't really know, but the visa fees near that day. Obeko Cote d'Ivoire or car over family need me to calculate my because South Africa near it. So I cannot tell you. What I know is the visa fee and the USCIC fee, right? The green card fee or other expenses. Okay, medicals. I mean, maybe I'll take car finance. So it is up to you. Um, what if the results is not good? Yeah, some more. Please, how much will you spend after winning? The questions coming are not something I need to answer. You keep repeating yourself. Obuaha, webisa question no change mo na waja akoyeko. We are not sabe type that same question. So Ebusia, medemo besia. My next presentation is going to be on Thursday. On Thursday, right? We are going to do DS260 form. I'm going to open the DS260 form. You're going to see on my screen. You're going to see how we answer the DS260 form. So please make it a point to attend. Friday, we are going to do a presentation on how to retrieve confirmation number. And I am going to pick some people for you to talk with you. You know, YouTube is also like TikTok, right? My software, I'm able to pick you, but I have to share a link. Into me share my then you can join me on the live, right? Oba that screen is so right now. Okay, start to say TikTok will be picking right? So I'm going to pick most of you guys. So Friday, this year I will not be doing a lot on TikTok because my realization TikTok you don't gift me, and TikTok don't pay for the live. Now I have my broadband over here. Let me show you, right? And then I'm going install it. And if I tell you how much it cost me and how much I'm going to pay every month, I need to focus live, mostly on YouTube. So they be meet me bills because my bills no eboy. So you can say live no TikTok. People don't gift me to support my bills. Now my uncle Juma meti 4 hours when Triamica, my bekasa, one once and give to me. Bills are dame so at the end of the month. How do I survive? So we have to do more of the life on YouTube because YouTube they'll pay me kakra. And Rukrana a better build so right. So most of our live sessions is now going to be on YouTube, even though I'll be doing it on TikTok, but I will not pick you on TikTok for you to ask questions. You will have to come on YouTube, request. I'll give you a link. You request, I pick you. Na yedin komo ewo YouTube. All right. Nyame nhyira mo nyinaa na onka mo nyinaa mo ho. Na onka mo nyinaa mo ho. All right. Mama bye.